Hi, you guys. I'm Phil Town from Rule One Investing. I'm a two-time New York Times best-selling author. I've been on a lot of TV shows like CNBC and MSNBC, Fox, all about investing. But I'm not a Harvard kind of guy. I don't come from Wall Street. In 1980, I was a river guide in the Grand Canyon and took a group of outward bound trustees down the river into a really huge rapid called Crystal and darn near killed them all. But I didn't. We survived, and one of the guys on that boat with me said, "Man, you saved my life. I'm going to teach you how to make money and how to be an investor." And I'll tell you, my head was in a place where I really didn't care, and only because I was freezing my rear end off that winter did I bother to go out and actually see this guy again. And then I fell under his spell and became an apprentice for him for a year. Then I started with $1,000 of my own money. And 5 years later, I had 1.45 million liquid dollars, and that's about the same as $3 million today. So that's pretty good. And I got to tell you, it comes from a process of thinking more than it does even about knowing how to invest. I'd say about 80% of that success is regarding how my mind is working there. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about how I got to a place where I could do that. One of the people I worked with closely at the very beginning was Dr. Jonas Salk, who was the guy who cured polio. You've heard about people curing polio. This is the guy that actually did it. And he had a beautiful home on the bluffs above La Jolla, Black's Beach. And the house had this, sort of blue-green roof, from copper that had been changed over the years with the salt in the ocean air. And I walked into the front door of his beautiful home, and there's a Picasso on the wall and another Picasso. And Dr. Salk introduced me to his wife, Françoise Gillot, and said, and this is, the former woman who lived many years with Picasso, has 2 children with him, and is a great artist in her own right. And these were legitimate, real Picassos. So I was just completely overwhelmed to be there and just feeling like, what is a river guide doing here? And what Dr. Salk told me at that dinner was incredibly important in my life and in my ability to make money. And that is that in order to be really successful, what he had to do was burn the ships. What he had to do was reach a level of commitment that he was going to do this thing and cure polio or die trying. It was on that level of commitment. A little bit like what you do when you are going to, you want to marry somebody, you get down on your knee and you say, I promise that I will be true to you the rest of my life. You don't say, it's my goal, right? You make a promise. And that's what Dr. Salk said I needed to do for myself, is to make a level of commitment here. That was a promise that I would be successful. And the problem was, how do you do that? How do you get your head from where it is today to where you have to be in order to be everything you can be in your life? And I'll tell you, one of the guys I know who's a great friend of mine is a mentor in this regard. His name is John Assaraf. He is the #1 best-selling author twice with the New York Times and is a great guy and one of the world's experts on how the brain works. And I'll tell you, man, he taught me, and he's taught many, many, many people, that you really can focus your brain on what you can do rather than focusing on what you doubt that you can do, and stop getting in your own way. And so once a year, John does an amazing gathering of experts about how the brain works. And I'm going to encourage you to go to it. It's coming right up. So I'm going to urge you to go. It's called the Brain-a-thon. And at this gathering of experts, you're going to hear from neuroscientists, you're going to hear from top experts, doctors, people that John have gathered that are experts on how you move from holding yourself back for the way you're thinking to get yourself in a place where you can have an unshakable commitment to the life of your dreams. In my view, a wealthy life in every regard. You're going to be amazed at what you're capable of when you learn about these things and what you're able to do for yourself and your family when you learn how to fully commit to those dreams that you have. So don't miss this awesome once-a-year event. Now, if you want to go or even want to learn more about it, just click on the link below and all the information is right there.